Om Shanti, everyone. Yoga time. Come onto your back. Feet about hip width apart. Let the lower back relax towards the mat and bring your hands on your belly. Let the back of the shoulders relax towards the floor, the back of your head. A very gentle lift of the chin so you have that natural arch in the back of your neck. Just take a few deep breaths. Feel the rise and fall of the belly as the hands rest there on the abdomen. And I invite you to form an intention for your practice today. Always joyful, always uplifting, repeating it in your mind with every breath. I am safe. It might be I am healthy, I am love. As you breathe, really fill the lungs completely with air all the way down to the bottom of the lungs so the belly button rises. And as you exhale, let the belly fall. A few breaths like this. The eyelids are heavy and the tongue relaxes from the roof of your mouth. And then begin to walk your feet to the edges of the mat. The knees gently fall in toward one another. And then we'll extend the fingertips toward the ceiling. Open and close the hands. Let the back of the shoulders once again fall towards the floor, so not hunching as you open and close. So from making a fist to those jazz hands, if you want to call them that, letting lymph move from fingertips down towards the chest, and then make wrist circles in one direction, and then in the opposite direction. Relax the wrists, bend the elbows, place hands on opposite elbows, make that box over the face as you bring elbows to the right and knees to the left. Inhale everything towards center, exhale elbows left, knees right. Breathe deep. Inhale elbows and knees towards the ceiling, exhale elbows and gaze to the right, knees to the left. You might move with your breath, inhaling everything to the ceiling and exhaling elbows left, knees right, or you might want to linger on one side or the other, listening to your body here. Remember, you can always press pause with this video and catch up later if you need to hold for a few more breaths, moving back and forth. And then bringing everything back towards the ceiling, palms down alongside the hips, feet line up with those hip points and extend right foot towards the ceiling and flex and point. That right hip relaxes towards the floor. Make ankle circles in one direction and then the other direction. And then we'll bend and straighten that knee, lubricating that right knee joint. And then when the knee is bent again, we'll find hip circles. So that right knee falls out to the side as you rock from right hip to left hip. Trace a big circle on the ceiling. If there's popping and cracking, make that circle smaller. And then switch directions. And breathe. The next time the knee comes towards center, we'll extend that right foot back towards the ceiling and flex. Inhale. Exhale, lower that foot all the way down. And when that heel touches, bring right foot next to the left foot. Hands to the belly. Pause and observe. One leg might feel heavier or longer. And then for the opposite side, bring left heel towards the ceiling and flex and point. Left hip heavy towards the floor, so that booty cheek still resting on the floor, and then circles with that ankle in one direction. In the other direction. And then we'll bend and straighten that left leg. After lubricating that left knee joint, hip circles on that left side. So again, letting that left knee fall gently open to the side, tracing those big circles. And then in the opposite direction, imagining you're tracing those circles on the ceiling with that left knee. And then extend left heel back towards the ceiling. Inhale as you flex the foot. Exhale, lower that left foot all the way down. And when the heel touches, bring left foot next to right foot. Pause and observe. With your next inhale, extend arms overhead, legs long on the mat, full body stretch. And then walk the heels to the right. Grasp left wrist with right hand as you make this banana shape towards the right, so stretching left side of the body. Shoulders relax, hips relax. Bring everything towards center, switch the grip. Feet walk to the left in that same shape, stretching the right side now. Come back towards center, draw knees into the chest, and come all the way up to sit. Find that comfortable seat, maybe sitting on a block or a blanket. Sitting bones equally grounded. Crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. With your next inhale, shoulders draw all the way up to the earlobes. Squeeze. Exhale, roll shoulders back and down. Again, inhale, shoulders up to the earlobes. On the exhale, shoulder blades squeeze together behind you and relax down the back. One more just like that. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then bring right ear over right shoulder and chin to chest. And then left ear over left shoulder. Hips are relaxed, shoulders heavy, chin to chest. Right ear over right shoulder. This time you might nod forward and back. Or maybe place that right hand on top of the head for a little extra stretch. And then chin to chest, left ear over left shoulder. Same options here. Make sure shoulders are heavy, relaxing towards those hips. Chin to chest. Right ear over right shoulder. And finally, chin to chest. And left ear over left shoulder. Bring the crown of the head all the way toward the ceiling. Hands come alongside the hips, palms down, and then inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand on right knee. Right hand placed gently behind that right hip as you twist and gaze out over the shoulder. You might inhale, come forward just a little bit, and exhale to twist. Inhale, arms alongside the ears through center. And twist in the opposite direction. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind that hip, and gaze out over left shoulder. Inhale, arms alongside the ears, come towards center, palms together, and they rest in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. And then coming all the way onto hands and knees for your tabletop pose. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. And finding our Betalasana cat-cow pose on the inhale, shoulders roll back, crown of the head and tailbone towards the ceiling. Exhale, arch the back, belly towards the spine. And then moving with your breath, inhaling, heart is open. And on the exhale, you're arching the back. You might wag the tail or send hips to heels. Really grounding through the palms. Gazing kind of towards the belly button, finding that length in the back of the neck on that exhale, and on the inhale, shoulders roll back. And then with your next exhale, come into child's pose, hips towards heels, forehead towards the floor, and breathe. You might rock the forehead back and forth. And then extend the arms overhead, plant the palms a little more than shoulder width apart as you move into your first downward facing dog. Lift the hips towards the ceiling, heels relax towards the floor. You can bend the knees, come up onto the toes. Heels might not touch the floor as always. We're probably tighter now, that's okay. Finding length in the hamstrings, really grounding through the palms as the shoulders roll back. Deep breaths. Heels relax towards the earth, and then gaze forward on the inhale. Place right foot between the hands for a low lunge. Left knee lowers. Fingertips stay planted as you then walk the hands back towards that left knee. Right leg extends long now. Flex that right foot for your Ardha Hanumanasana. You can place a block on either side of that right knee, on both sides. Fingertips can stay on the floor, maybe hands to the hips as you really shift right hip back and left hip forward. If you flex that right foot even more, you'll really feel that stretch. And it's okay to round over that right knee. Breathe deep. Again, that excess energy, if you're feeling really tight, exhale through open mouth. And then inhale, bend that right knee once again. Hands walk back to frame that right foot. Flip left toes, right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. On your exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Elbows squeeze close. Inhale, glide forward, lower the body, but lift head, neck, and shoulders. Baby cobra. Exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath. Inhale, gaze between the hands. This time, step the left foot forward between the hands. Lower right knee to the mat for this low lunge. With your next exhale, fingertips walk back towards that right knee. Straighten the left leg, flex the left foot, and our half monkey Ardha Hanumanasana on this side. Again, hands to the hips, or maybe hands on a block on both sides of the knee, or maybe fingertips towards the floor. Left hip back, right hip forward. And since you're home, you can use any props here that you might have. Trying not to hunch. That gentle round of the upper back is okay as you come forward, but blocks might lift you just a little bit and allow you to breathe more easily, keeping the heart open. Another deep breath. And then bringing left knee back over left ankle, framing that foot with the hands, and then send left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. You can stay in down dog here, or move through that vinyasa as you lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, forward baby cobra. No weight in the hands. Exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between the hands. Take a slow walk all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Knees might be bent. Let the head go. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Grab opposite elbows. And then you might sway the hips. You might wrap the hands behind the legs. Find your favorite expression of this forward fold. You might bend one knee and then the other. Let it go. With your next inhale, slowly roll all the way up to stand. Bring palms together in front of the heart. Come back to your intention. Grounding equally through the soles of the feet as you come into your mountain pose. You might lift the toes and rock forward and back, left and right, feeling equally grounded. Shoulders relaxed. Tongue soft, relaxed from the roof of your mouth. And then inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead. Exhale, grasp left wrist with right hand. Hinge to the right, finding that openness on the left side as that left shoulder rolls back. Inhale back to center, grasp right wrist now, and exhale over to the left. Make sure the heart is spinning forward towards the ceiling, not towards the floor. And then back towards center as palms come together on the inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands beside the feet, and that left foot moves back for a low lunge. Right knee over right ankle as arms rise alongside the ears, Anjaneyasana. Breathe deep, and on the exhale, plant the hands, right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower down your way, that knees, chest, and chin, or maybe chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between the hands. Left foot moves forward, right knee lowers, Anjaneyasana on the opposite side. As torso rises, arms alongside the ears. Plant the hands, right foot comes up to meet the left, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead, rise. Exhale, palms rest at heart center. Tadasana. Inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, hands beside the feet. Send that right foot back for a high lunge, so right heel is lifted. Bend left knee over left ankle. And taking your time when you're ready, arms come out in a T with palms facing the front of the room. Hands to the hips for more balance if you prefer. On your inhale, twist to the left. Right fingertips move towards the front of the room. Left fingertips behind you. And gaze to your left. Keep that left knee bent over the ankle. Spine long. You can always lower that back knee for extra support. Inhale back towards center, arms alongside the ears. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. On the inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower down your way. Again, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Elbows stay close. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath. Inhale, gaze between the hands. This time, right foot steps forward. Left foot stays back for that high lunge. Taking your time, right knee over right ankle. Again, left knee can come down for support if you prefer. Arms out in a T or maybe on the hips. And on your next exhale, twist to the right. Left fingertips towards the front of the room. Right fingertips face behind you. And you gaze to the right. You might wrap that left hand behind the lower back. Or the right hand. Or both. And breathe. With your next inhale, back towards center, arms alongside the ears. Exhale, plant the hands, frame that right foot and left foot steps forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, arms alongside the torso, reverse swan dive, come all the way upright, palms meet overhead, and exhale, palms at heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead. Exhale, once again, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, hands beside the feet. Send that left foot back for warrior two. Spin left heel down. Check the feet. Right heel lines up with left arch. Right knee bends over right ankle. Crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. Arms come out parallel to the floor. Gaze out over that right middle finger. A soft gaze. Grounding through the outside of that left foot. And then reverse side angle. As you bend right elbow, place right forearm on that right thigh, left arm over the left ear. Try not to hunch that left shoulder up to the earlobe. Let that shoulder be soft. You can also extend that left hand behind the back, or if you have the bind in your practice, reaching right hand back to meet that left. And then coming back upright, arms parallel to the floor, and straighten that right knee for Trikonasana triangle. Reaching forward over that right foot, left hip shifts back. Continue to reach, and when there's no more reach, right hand on the inside of the right leg, and left fingertips toward the ceiling. At this point, if you're mirroring, it would be opposite. So just make sure both sides are even. And you might gaze at the horizon, the ceiling, the floor. Inhale, rise. Flip that right palm. Reverse triangle. As left hand rests on the back of that left leg, right arm over the right ear. Again, play with your gaze here. And then back to warrior two as you come back upright. Bend that right knee over right ankle. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way down. Right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Deep breath. Heels heavy. Inhale, gaze between the hands. Exhale, bring left foot forward, right foot stays back. Now for warrior two on this side. Left heel lines up with right arch. Arms parallel to the floor as you gaze out over the left middle finger. So again, just make sure both sides are equal. If you did left side first, then everything here will be right side. For raised side angle, bend left elbow. Place left forearm on top of that left thigh. Right arm over right ear. That right shoulder rolls back. Try not to bring all the weight into that left forearm. Still lifting as the bottom of the pelvic wall moves in and up. You might place right hand behind the lower back. With your next inhale, rise, come back to that warrior two. Gaze out over left middle finger and straighten that left leg for Trikonasana on the opposite side as hips shift towards that right heel. Left fingertips reach over that left leg. Left arm on the inside of the left leg, right fingertips towards the ceiling. Breathe. Bring the back of that right hand behind the lower back. And then with your next inhale, reach to the right fingertips as you come back upright. Reverse triangle as left fingertips reach towards the sky. Right hand rests on the back of that right leg. Inhale back to warrior two. Gaze out over that left hand. And on the exhale, hands windmill all the way down. Frame that left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here in that downward facing dog. You might choose vinyasa here. Inhaling forward to plank. Exhale to lower knees, chest, chin, elbows close, reaching for those heels as you lift head, neck, and shoulders, Bhujangasana. And then exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And breathe, send hips to heels, Balasana, child's pose. Here knees can be together or the width of the mat. Forehead relaxes toward the floor. Another deep breath. You might rock the forehead back and forth. And then flip the toes, lift the hips, come back into your downward facing dog. Heels heavy towards the earth. Inhale, gaze between the hands. Exhale, take a walk, a big step, or jump all the way to the top of the mat. Back into your forward fold. And then bend the knees over the ankles. Utkatasana, chair pose, arms alongside the ears. Make sure you can see the big toes, no weight in the toes. And then with your next breath in, rise. Palms meet overhead and exhale, palms rest at heart center. Inhale, arms alongside the body and all the way overhead. Exhale, palms come together and rest in front of the heart. Inhale, arms alongside the body and overhead. Exhale again. Palms together and rest at heart center. One more breath in, palms meet. And on the exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hips sink to heels. Slight tilt forward of that tailbone as palms come together in front of the heart. Make sure knees stay even as you twist to the right. You might hook the outside of that left arm on the outside of that right thigh. Moving those palms, which are together, in front of the heart as you twist to the right. Shoulders roll back. Inhale towards center. Exhale, opposite direction over to the left. Hook the outside of that right arm on the outside of that left thigh or left knee. Moving palms in front of the heart. Knees still equal. Hips sink towards heels. Back towards center. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, dive forward back to Uttanasana. You can bend one knee and then the other. Let the head go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, hands beside the feet. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower down your way. That knees, chest, chin, maybe chaturanga. If you're in Urdhva Mukha, tops of the feet and palms are the only things on the mat. And then exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, gaze between the hands. Exhale, take a slow walk to the top of the mat. Forward fold. And we'll come into a toe squat here. You might have to roll a mat underneath the heels, but lifting through the crown of the head, the hips rest on the heels. Again, you might have blocks, one on each side of you. Hands to the hips or palms together in front of the heart. Gaze forward. Stability here as bottom of the pelvic wall draws in and up. Crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Squeezing the legs together here for support. Focus. Concentration. And with your next exhale, hands to the mat and fold forward as you lift the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, come all the way upright, reverse swan dive, palms meet overhead, and exhale, palms rest at heart center. And then coming towards the center of the mat for our balance pose. Moving into our Natarajasana, King Dancer. Bring all the weight into the right foot. Step the left foot back. Open left palm forward at the hip. Raise the right arm with palm facing forward. Relax the shoulders. Step one here, you can stay right there or bend that left knee and grasp the inside or outside of that ankle. Keeping a micro bend in that standing leg. And then you might kick foot into the hand. The hand pulls back on that foot. Imagining you're making this teardrop shape with the hand and the foot that are connected as you lift hand and foot towards the ceiling. Keep your balance. Try to keep the hips square. And breathe. You can always place a strap around that ankle. Inhale, come back upright. Gently lower that left foot back to the floor. Hands alongside the hips. And then shake it out. You might bring feet about hip width apart and swing the arms like empty coat sleeves back and forth. And then coming back towards center for the opposite side, all the weight in the left foot this time. Step right foot back, coming onto the ball of the foot. Open right palm towards the front of the room next to the hip. Left arm rises. Again, you can stay right here when you're ready. Bend that right knee, grasp that ankle. Knees stay close together, trying not to bring that knee out to the side. Hips square, shoulders square. And then you might once again kick foot into hand. The hand grasps on that ankle. Keeping that balance, or losing it and coming back to it. Keeping a micro bend in that standing left leg. Trying not to lock that knee out. Relax your tongue from the roof of the mouth and smile. Halfway there. And then let it go. Inhale, bring that left arm back toward the ceiling. Release right foot towards the floor. And then relax everything once again if you like that empty coat sleeves. Swinging the arms back and forth. And then travel back to the top of your mat, our Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, arms alongside the body, all the way overhead. Exhale, hinge, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, hands beside the feet. Step back to plank. Lower the knees to the mat. Baby cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Full deep breath. Another inhale and exhale. Inhale, shift forward to plank, and we'll come into side plank here, first on the right side, or actually, right side. Bring right knee to the mat, right hand under right shoulder. You don't have to bring the knee to the mat. You can extend both legs long as left fingertips extend toward the ceiling. Come back towards center, and we'll move into child's pose. Sink hips to heels. Knees can be together or hip width apart. Come back to your intention. Let it all go. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. You might rock the forehead back and forth. Pause here if you need a few more breaths in this child's pose. You can spend the rest of this 30 minutes in child's pose. Or if you want to be even, which is probably suggested, our side plank on the opposite side. So bringing left knee under the left hip, left hand under that left shoulder, extend right fingertips towards the ceiling. And again, both legs can be extended long. You can be on the outside of that left foot. Then you might lift that right foot. Shoulders not hunching. And with your next exhale, right hand back to the mat. Bring both knees to the mat and hips to heels, child's pose. Rock the forehead back and forth. You might bring the hands back toward the feet in this child's pose. Find softness, let it go. And then bringing the hands back under the shoulders with the next inhale, lift the torso. Come to sit on the heels. Ustrasana, camel pose. A little extra padding under the knees. You can fold your mat on itself. And you can come onto the toes or stay on the tops of the feet. Bring the hands to the lower back like they're in your pockets of your jeans. The elbows move close together as the shoulders roll back. You can stay right there. Inhale, right arm alongside right ear. Search for that right heel, or maybe you have that block or something to use as a block along the right side of the foot. Inhale, left arm alongside left ear. Grasp that left heel. And again, chest moves forward. Those hips move forward. The thighs. Imagine there's a wall in front of you. And although I don't have it perfectly here, imagine those hips are against the wall. So for me here with hands on the lower back, I feel more support. So I'll stay there, wherever you're comfortable. And with the next inhale, lift crown of the head towards the ceiling. Bring hands back to the lower back. And then sink hips to heels. Vajrasana. Allowing the palms to rest on the thighs. Take a full deep breath. And then from here, coming to a comfortable seat. For our forward fold, extend both legs out in front. Make sure that you're sitting upright. Both legs extended long, flex the feet. Inhale, arms alongside the ears. And for Paschimottanasana on the exhale, reach forward. So a long spine here as the shoulders roll back, not rounding just yet. And if you're tight, and especially tighter than normal, you may not come as far forward as you're used to, but that's okay. Hands can rest anywhere. Keep the knees bent if hamstrings are tight. Wherever you grasp, grasp with ease. Palms might be resting on the mat. And once you're folding forward, you can gently round the upper back and bow forehead towards the knees. Breathe. Deep breaths, let it go. With your next inhale, we'll extend arms alongside the ears. Bring the crown of the head towards the ceiling, fingertips towards the ceiling, and then on the exhale, plant the hands alongside the hips. And for our Janu Shirshasana, now we'll bend that left knee, bring the sole of the left foot anywhere inside that right leg. Flex that right foot, torso turns over that right leg. Inhale, arms alongside the ears, and exhale, hinge over the right leg. Again, continuing to exhale and reach until you've met that edge. And then surrender. Bow the head over that right knee. Again, that knee might still be bent on this side. Bringing your attention to your left knee and left hip. If that knee is lifting really high, that means tight hip. Maybe a gentle butterfly of that light left knee to relax left hip. You can always place a block or a blanket underneath that left knee to take that stress off of the hip. And breathing as that forehead bows towards that right knee. Starting on the right side, and then we eventually move to the left, helping aid in the digestion here of all of the Doritos and Cheetos we've been eating during our self-isolation during the COVID crisis. With your next inhale, arms alongside the ears and rise. Exhale, lower the hands. We'll extend left leg long and bend right knee, bring it on the inside of that right leg. Inhale, lift crown of the head and fingertips towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hinge over that left leg. With every exhale, we hinge a little bit deeper, and then eventually surrender, round over that left leg, bow forehead toward the knee. Deep breath. If you feel that tongue pressing against the roof of your mouth, remember, relax. Allow that tongue to relax from the roof of the mouth. Let go any tension in the belly. And then inhale, we'll rise. Exhale, hands lower. And our Ardha Matsyendrasana. This time cross right foot over that left thigh, and left leg can extend long, or that left knee can bend. Whichever one is more comfortable so that the sitting bones ground equally. And then we'll wrap the inside of that left elbow around that right knee. You might even just grasp that left knee with the left hand. Inhale, right arm alongside right ear and twist. Gaze out over that shoulder. No weight really in that back hand. Try to keep left foot flexed and that right foot grounded as much as possible. And then for a counter twist, lift that right arm, come through center and all the way over to the left. Maybe a little self-adjustment here, since you can't see your chiropractor because they're not open. And then inhale back towards center. And we'll move to the opposite side. Again, this time left foot crosses over right thigh. That right leg can bend, as I'm doing right here, or you might keep that right leg extended long. Wrapping the arm around that left leg or just grasping it with the right hand, and then twist to the left, gaze out over that shoulder. With every exhale, you might twist a little bit deeper. Your intention is your guide as you inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And then for that counter twist, lift that left arm, come all the way over to the right, plant both hands on the floor, counter twist. And then come all the way back towards center. And we'll move on to our back. So bending the knees, soles of the feet come to the floor, and slowly roll all the way down. Take a breath. You might windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And then line the heels up beneath the knees. You should barely be able to brush the heels with your middle fingers, ensuring that the knees are in fact lined up over the ankles. The back of the head is grounded. Gentle lift of the chin. So we have that natural curve. And then as we move into Setu Bandhasana, option to cross right ankle over left thigh this time. Inhale, ground through the sole of that left foot in the back of the shoulders, and on the exhale, lift the hips. It helps to open that right knee. The outside of that right ankle, as you're flexing that right foot, is grounded towards that left thigh. Inhale to ground, exhale to lift the hips. Again, both soles of the feet can stay on the floor here. You don't have to lift that right one. And then with your next exhale, lower all the way down, bring the right foot back to the mat. Again, a little windshield wiper back and forth of the knees here. And then come back towards center, or the opposite side. This time cross left ankle over that right thigh. Grounding through the sole of the right foot and the back of the arms. Take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, slowly peel up. This time that left knee is opening to the outside. The outside of that left flexed ankle, grounding towards that right thigh. Inhale to ground, exhale to lift. And then with your next exhale, lower everything down. Take a breath. And then placing the palms on the floor for a full Setu Bandhasana. Inhale, ground through the soles of the feet and the back of the arms. Exhale, peel off the floor. Lift the hips like a string is pulling belly button towards the sky. You can bind the hands beneath the back, walk the shoulders beneath you. Inhaling to ground. Exhale to lift the hips toward the ceiling. Inhale to ground. Exhale to lift. And with your next breath, lower hips all the way down. Come back to your intention. And then walk the feet closer to the edges of the mat and windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And then draw the knees into the chest, and we'll trace circles on the ceiling in one direction and then the other. And then bringing feet and palms back to the mat, we'll move into our inversion. Here I place my hands beneath my lower back to extend soles of the feet for that Viparita Karani. You might have a blanket or a block or even a pillow, a rolled up sweatshirt, your dog. There can be a gentle bend of the knees, trying to hold this for at least 3 to 5 minutes. And you might cross at the ankles or make ankle circles. Make this posture your own. If you have a wall, you can come up against the wall. True legs up the wall posture. If you like to move into shoulder stand, you can bend knees over the forehead, place hands on the lower back, and extend soles of the feet towards the ceiling. If any unmedicated high blood pressure or eye pressure issues, you'll just want to stay in this legs up the wall. Deep breaths here. Inhale, peace and ease. And on the exhale, let go of everything that does not serve you. Take a few breaths to let gravity take over here. Let blood flow from toes to the torso. Let lymph flow, stimulating that immune system, encouraging calmness, mindfulness. If you're in that shoulder stand, bend the knees back over the forehead, bring the hands to the mat, and using the arms as brakes, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And you can stay in that Viparita Karani for another breath or two, always coming out before you're guided there if need be. And then bend the knees, bring soles of the feet to the floor. Deep breath. Extend the legs long. Let the feet fall out to the sides as you breathe. And then for our counter posture, our fish pose, if you have a block or a blanket for beneath or along the spine or between the shoulder blades, you can place that. Or feet come together as you flex the feet, hands towards the thighs, elbows towards the hips as you arch the back, lift heart towards the ceiling on the inhale, and exhale, relax crown of the head towards the earth. Breathe. If there's any pain coming out before you're guided there. When you're ready, inhale, use the muscles of the neck to lift the head and gaze towards the feet. Exhale, lower all the way back down onto the back. Draw the knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. Keep the right knee into the chest for a twist here. And then grasp that right knee with the left hand. Draw it all the way across the body. Come into a twist as right arm comes out in a T and gaze out over that right hand. Shoulders are heavy. Take a full deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring that right knee back towards the ceiling, give it a hug. And then let that right leg back down to the mat, draw left knee into the chest. For the opposite side, use the right hand to draw left knee all the way across the body, left arm comes out in a T and gaze out over that left hand. That left shoulder heavy towards the floor. If there's lower back pain, that bottom leg can walk off of the mat towards that bent knee. Take pressure off the lower back. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale that left knee back towards the ceiling. Draw both knees into the chest. Give them a final hug. Inhale, bring crown of the head towards the knees. Squeeze in like a ball. And then exhale. Open up. Let everything go. Full body stretch. Reach through fingertips, heels. And then for happy baby, we'll bend the knees, grasp big toes with peace fingers or the outside of the feet. Knees move towards the armpits. Imagine you're squatting on the ceiling. And then you might rock back and forth. From the center, you can rock the pelvis forward and back to massage the lower back. And then we'll let the feet go. Take a deep breath as you grasp knees. Come all the way onto your back. Shape of a starfish. Take a deep inhale, allow the belly to lift and expand. Open the mouth, let it go. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more breath just like that. Inhale, peace and ease. Exhale, let go of everything that no longer serves you. Squeeze lips and eyelids together, feel tense, and then let it go. Bring the eyebrows towards the forehead like a look of surprise, and then release. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and then relax. Make fists with the hands. Tense the muscles of the arms. Squeeze the toes together, tense the muscles of the legs, lift everything an inch, and then drop, release, let it go. Imagine that you are a starfish in a shallow tide pool, nestled behind the safety of a rock. In the distance, you hear waves crashing on the shore. And you can feel the warm rays of the sun as they pass through the water and warm your skin. Imagine your breath is like the waves, coming and going, but unchanged by you. As thoughts enter your mind, imagine you could place them in the big, white, puffy clouds overhead, and they slowly pass out of your field of view. Allow your mind and your body to be completely at peace and ease for the next few moments. Slowly come back to your breath. Touch your thumb to each fingertip. Wiggle your toes. Slowly come back into the present moment. Reach your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch like you're just waking up. You might yawn or sigh. And then gently draw your knees into your chest. Slowly come on to your favorite side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. Come back to your intention. When the time feels right, slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seat with eyes closed, palms together in front of the heart. We'll close this practice with one Om. Take a deep inhale. There is a light inside each and every single one of us, and every living thing, that light is exactly the same. That light within me sees, respects, and is truly grateful for the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Don't forget to wash your hands.